All right, this is Math 208, Week 3, Section 3.2, Reviewing Concepts and Vocabulary. All right, so in the equation 4x plus 6y equals 24, it's asking us if this is an equation in two variables. Is this a true statement or a false statement? And the idea is, first off, it's a true statement. Why is this a true statement? Well, because there's two variables. There's an x and there's a y. So there is your two variables. But what this video is, and really what this whole series of videos is about this collection of solutions. So 4x plus 6y equals 24 is saying find all the values of x and y that make this equation work. For example, if and then store it in a table. All right. For example, if x is 0, well, that makes, let's see, that makes this 4 times 0 plus 6y equals 24. And this is really 0, so that becomes 6y is equal to 24. So that means 6 times something equals 24, so that means y has to equal 4. All right, so that means we can delete that junk because now we know that when x is 0, y is 4. So then we could say, well, what if... I don't know. Let's say, what if, shucks, I don't know. I'm trying to come up with one. How about if x is equal to, this is going to be crazy, 1.5. All right, so don't get freaked out on this one, okay? So if x is equal to 1.5, what does that mean? So that means it's going to be 4 times 1.5 plus 6y equals 24. So we know that this part is equal to 6. So that's going to be 6 plus 6y is equal to 24. And so that means 6y is equal to 18 because I subtracted both sides by 6. And that means y is equal to 3 because this is saying, well, 6 times what equals 18? Well, 6 times 3 is 18. So that's saying when x is equal to 1.5, that means y has to be 3 in order for this equation to work. And so that means we can delete all this and we can now put 3 here. Now, if you're not sure about that, for example, let's say you're not sure about this x is 0, y is 4 baloney. Well, we're going to take those two values and we're going to put them into this equation. So we're going to do 4 times 0 plus 6 times 4. Where did I get the 4 from? From right here, because we think this is a pair of variables that work for this equation. So let's do the math. 4 times 0 is 0, plus 6 times 4, 24. 0 plus 24 is 24, and that's exactly the answer that we wanted. So that means 0, 4 should belong in this table. And basically, this table is a collection of answers that, a collection of ordered pairs that work for this equation. Now, it turns out there's going to be an infinite number of solutions that work. And I happen to find 2 right here. And so that's the idea. But to get back to this question, it is called an equation in two variables because there's 2 variables, an x and a y. So here it is saying a solution to an equation with 2 variables consists of 2 numbers expressed as one of these things. So first off, I'm going to talk about that. So let's say we're going to do x, super easy, x plus y equals 7. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make a collection of all the x and y's that work. Well, 5 and 2 works because 5 plus 2 equals 7. Now, 2 and 5 works because now x is the 2 and y is the 5, and 2 plus 5 is 7. And then we could just keep going. We could do 3 and 4, we could do 4 and 3, and we're just going to make an infinite, believe it or not, there's an infinite number of solutions that work because we can also go into the negatives, and that will also work. We can even do fractions, and that will work. And then each one of these is considered a solution. So when they say a solution to an equation, each one of these rows over here is considered a solution. Now this 5, 2, we think of it as an ordered pair, 5, 2, and that means we can put a dot right here at 5, 2, because here's your x-axis, here's your y-axis, and they're saying 5, 2 is a solution. It's an ordered pair that works. Now, we also have 2, 5, because this is 2, 5. So that dot is going to go right here, because this is saying x is 2 and y is 5. And we can just continue now. 3, 4, so that's going to be 3, 4. So the x is the 3 and the y is the 4. So x is the 3, y is the 4. So that means our dot is going to go right here. And you can see what's happening in the last one, 4, 3. That dot is going to go right here. And what's happening with all of our dots? Well, all of our dots are making a perfectly straight line. But right now, a solution is considered an ordered pair. Each one of these guys is considered a solution. Now, a collection of all the solutions is considered a number line. But at this point, we're just talking about one solution, and that's an ordered pair. And we put it in a table. We think of it, and this is called the ordered pair right here when you put them together with a comma and parentheses, and then you plot them on your graph. So basically, this line, this table, and these little points, plus this equation, they're all talking about the same thing. Now, here it says a table of solutions. All right, so we had that previous one where we said, okay, let's do x plus y equals 7. And so you have your x and your y and all the relationships that make 7. So you could do 5 and 2, you could do 2 and 5, you could do 1 and 6, you could do 6 and 1. So it says a table of solutions lists all of the solutions to an equation. And the answer here is false. But it's only false because you can never list all of the solutions, because this is an infinite list. This list will continue forever. It's an infinite list. So your table can never list all of the solutions. So that's why it's false. Now here it says select the answer that best completes the given statement, and equations what visually depicts its solution set. So the idea is we're going to go back to that idea of our table we're going to start off with x plus y is equal to 7, and then here's our table, and we know that we can list some of the solutions. We can't list all of them. Oh, let's do 1 and 6 and 6 and 1. All right, so there's our solution, a table of some solutions, and then here's our ordered pairs. All right, now when we graph them, and that's the visual part, visually depicts. When we graph them, let's see, 5, 2 is going to go right here at 5, 2. 2, 5 is going to go right here. And in fact, I should write these down. So that's 5, 2, that's 2, 5. And then 1, 6 is going to go right here. So that's 1, 6. And then lastly, 6, 1 is going to go here. So that's 6, 1. And again, what do you notice about all those dots? Well, they're forming a straight line. And that means you know you've done it correct. So an equation's graph visually depicts the solution. So this is called the graph. All right. Now these right here are called the ordered, oops, I left off an E, ordered pairs. This right here is called your table. And then lastly, this right here is called your equation. So you've got 4 super important things. You've got your equation, you've got your table, you've got your ordered pair, and you've got your graphs. And all 4 of these in this case are kind of like a family. They're all connected because they're all talking about the same relationship. And basically the relationship is find 2 numbers that when you add them, you get 7. And that wraps up this video.